I'm going to show you how my super client David lost 80 pounds in 2 years and has managed to keep it all off. This guy has totally transformed his life. I'm going to get straight to it. I'm going to give you the exact steps that we used with David to implement and get life-changing results for him. David came to me because he was at rock bottom. He was worried about his long-term health. He was worried about dying young. He was worried about not being around for his kids, for his family, and for his business. He had health problems. His confidence was on the floor. It was absolutely shot. And today he's a totally different man. As you can see in the picture on the right, he has lost a lot of weight, but he said to me last week, I've got my life back. That was how he described it. He's got his energy back. He's got his confidence back. He's got quality time with his family, and his business is absolutely thriving as a result. So today, let's get straight into the key action steps that led to this dramatic change for an incredible human being. First thing we did was giving him the belief that he could do it. This was really important because David didn't actually believe that he could do it initially. He had tried so many things. He said to me, Alan, I know I need help, but I always gave up after 2 weeks. Today, he's totally transformed it. So it was giving him that belief. And to do that, we had to focus on some quick wins to generate confidence and show him that he actually was capable of achieving it. Small wins such as getting 2,000 steps a day at the start. That's all it was, because he was really struggling to move. He was physically struggling to move because of the weight he had on, but also he didn't have the confidence to actually think he could do any more. With somebody like that, there's no point saying to him the arbitrary 10,000 steps. It wouldn't work. We had to build the belief and build that confidence slowly with small wins along the way, and gradually the confidence starts to grow from there. The second step was I showed him how to track his steps. This was important because we needed to get him moving more. He wasn't moving, never mind training, he wasn't moving an awful lot. I needed to get him moving more day to day. So I had to put some metrics in place that we could actually manage and measure. Getting him to track his steps was a massive one. As I said, we started off very low. We started at 2 or 3,000, then we went to 5,000, then we went to 6,000, 7,000. And over time, he got to the 10 that everybody speaks about, that magic number. We did very gradually so that there wasn't an adverse reaction, that there wasn't him being thrown in at the deep end and having a horrible experience. That was step number 2. Number 3, I educated him on how to track his calories and protein. I calculated his calories for him, his requirements, what he needs as an individual, his protein requirements, and then I showed him how to track that and monitor it for himself. This was an absolute game changer because he had absolutely no idea. And David owns a business which is a petrol station. There's a deli in there as well. His food, a lot of the days, was coming from that, and he had absolutely no idea how many calories he was consuming per day. Changing the game for him was actually learning how to manage this stuff himself. He knows what's in everything now that goes into his body. He has an awareness of calories. His education around this has tenfold compared to where he was previously. And it's been so important. Knowing what your requirements are, your individual requirements, not generic numbers, and then knowing how to actually track and manage that. It's just life-changing. It puts you in control for the rest of your life. Number 4 for David was getting loads of support around him. This is David here, second from the end, at one of our live events. We have an amazing community of people. We have not Instagram, we have a Facebook group, private Facebook community, which is absolutely thriving. It's like-minded people supporting each other. He got loads of support from myself and my team. I'm in touch with him all of the time. We are over back via WhatsApp individual channel. We get on Zoom when we need to chat through stuff. Huge support was what was needed for David. It's what's needed for most people. That's what they don't realize. Everybody thinks they can do it on their own, and it's about move more, eat less. It's not. It's about getting support around you, because most of us cannot hold ourselves to high enough standards to generate the type of results that David generated. You need support, you need guidance, and you need accountability. That's been an absolute game changer. If I was to say what is the biggest factor of all of these steps, I would say it's this one: having a support network, having an accountability system. 95% of people, I estimate, cannot do it on their own. There are a few outliers. I even have my own coach for this very reason. All of us, generally speaking, need that around us. And number 5, I stretched the vision for him. So initially it was just about losing weight. And it was him, as I said at the start, not believing he could do it. But once the confidence started to grow and he started to take off milestones, it was then about showing him that he could do even more than he ever thought possible. So we started with just steps, but we progressed from there. And this man, who was somebody at the beginning that physically couldn't really walk. He was doing about 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day at the beginning, and that was a challenge. This guy has walked Croagh Patrick. He's climbed Croagh Patrick now. He's also done a 30,000 step challenge. Leading up to Christmas, I often get the guys to do a winter challenge because it keeps them focused. The ultimate goal at the end of it is that they'll do something that's out of their comfort zone. They get to choose the challenge themselves. And David chose that he would do 30,000 steps in one day. Now, bear in mind, this guy started off at about 2,000 steps per day. He absolutely crushed that challenge. He ended up on 33,000 on the day day, which was absolutely amazing. This is about stretching the vision and lighting that fire and setting goals that are exciting and that you never thought you could do before. That's what will take you to the next level. The reason most people rebound is because they don't, number one, have the support of the accountability, but number two, they don't think about what's next level. They go, oh, I've hit that goal now, so I'm happy. And the fire that was there and that was driving them disappears, and then they start to go backwards. So it's about stretching that vision and going, how do I get to next level? And Dave has been absolutely amazing at doing that. In a nutshell, those are the few key action steps that we've implemented with David over the last 2 years to lose 80 plus pounds, but more importantly, to keep it off and put him in control for the rest of his life. If you would like to know more about working with myself and you've been inspired by David, I've got 3 places in the Evolve program at the moment. Jump back into Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you've just come from, pop me a DM with the word Evolve and we can chat more. No obligation whatsoever, just an informal chat to see if I might be able to help you move forward. I hope you found that little clip useful. Implement, that's the key thing. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And if I can be of use to you, please, please, please don't hesitate to get in touch. I am always here for it and I would love to help you if I possibly can. Thanks for your time and I hope that has been